Hey there, my name's Alan Benney and I've been playing drums for most of my adult life, 20 years plus as a professional drummer and more than probably 40 years as a teacher. My experience is vast. I teach all styles of playing, which include jazz, rock, pop, hip hop, funk and much more. My favourite drummers are Steve Gadd, Dave Weckl and the amazing Jeff Becerra. Now I spent many years touring with shows in the pit with many named artists, most of them dead by now unfortunately, cruise ships, jazz groups, worked for the BBC, ITV as a session player and much more. However, I did retire as a professional 30 years ago but filled in the years private teaching and now completely retired. However, in these tough times private teaching can be very expensive, plus the COVID thing, which is why I stopped private teaching. With that in mind, if you have a passion to play the drums, it's never too late to start. If you're a complete beginner and have a passion to learn to play the drums, then welcome to lesson 1, the intro to my Roland TD8. Now I highly recommend investing in an electronic drum kit. It's great for learning to play without falling out with the neighbours. So the first thing I'd like to point out is holding the sticks. Now this is very controversial. I mean I started off playing like this with that, but I changed, you know, when you start to play going around the kit, it's best to use the thumbs, just your thumbs there and thumbs there. Now I don't take any notes of what I do, but this is a style that I've developed and it is personal, so you've got to just do what suits you best really. Now let me introduce you to the drum kit. The first thing is your snare, and then your next thing is your hi-hat, and then you've got your bass drum, and then you've got tom 1, tom 2 and tom 3. You've got rise cymbal, and then you've got your crash, and that's about it really. I got a bit of percussion on here, but that's just my bit of fun thing. Now if you can't afford a drum kit, which I highly recommend you get to at one stage, electronic drum kit, you can actually play with your hands. So what I'm trying to say to you is you can play. I'm going to introduce you first of all and do the on the drums, so then I'll get to the hand things later on. Okay, so the first basic rhythm is really basically 4 in a bar with the hi-hat, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now your next stage is to play the second and the fourth with the snare. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, simple enough, right? Next thing you want to do is try and add the bass drum. Now what I'm going to add is the bass drum on the first and third of each beat. Okay, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple, right? Now the next stage is stage 2, where you're going to add a little bit of a pattern with the bass drum, and you're going to make hi-hats here. You're going to make 1/8 notes rather than quarter notes. So the first one I played was quarter notes. I meant to mention that, but I didn't. Anyway, now we're going to play 1/8 notes, which is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Now then, the next stage is to play the second and the fourth with on your snare. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 simple, right? Now the next stage is to add the first and the third with your bass drum. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and simple, right? Now I would like to explain about the sound. Going through the headphones, believe me, it sounds much better than it does on this video because I've got this speaker here, but it never comes out like it does on the headphones, or even when you're playing, you know, playing through a speaker at home. It sounds much better, but for practicing it's just great, you know, to be honest with you. Okay, so what I'd like to just explain to you is, if you can't afford a drum kit, or you can't, you know, you just can't do it, then you can actually start playing with your hands and your feet. It's so simple, really. Imagine now that your right hand is your hi-hat, okay? So you've got your hi-hat there, or over here, or over there, it doesn't matter. You can play on your knees if you like. And your left hand is going to be your snare, okay? And your bass drum, well, that's your foot. So I can't show you the foot, but there we are. So you could just start by playing 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, well, I'm not going to put any more into this video, so I really don't want you to get bogged down with all this stuff, because it can be a bit difficult to start. But once you practice for 10 or 15 minutes a day, it comes really easy, and you're going to have so much fun, believe me. So that's the basics of lesson 1, okay? Hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will be covering much more technical stuff in lesson 2, like how to read drum music. Now don't freak out, because if you can count up to 4, you can read drum music. Hey, thanks very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, then please subscribe. You'll see some links in the description where if you can afford to get an electronic drum kit, there's some really good kits on Amazon. So and you can try it out, and if you don't like it after 30 days, you can actually send it back. So thanks for listening, and have a really good day.